They give instant energy. Sportsmen eat biscuits before taking part in games. They gain energy. Biscuits and hot tea make good evening tiffin. In India, a number of brands are available. Britannia, Arley, ITC, and so on. They are so popular in the market. People don't worry about the price of biscuits. They are ready to pay any price for quality biscuits. This is a $1 million industry in India.
Is it clear? Audio is clear. Do you want to read it? I know. Yes. No, I guess so. Great. So people from other science branches or teachers from science branches, yes. Do you like to lend your ears as Shakespeare says? Lend your ears. One more question. Giving all ears, no tongues. Not all. From Hamlet. See how the genius has written something. My God! Every time I read Shakespeare, I think, see, this is from Hamlet. Give it all ears, but no tongues. This is from Hamlet. Act 1. I think this is in scene 2. Give it all ears. In BBC drama, they play it like this, or they announce these uttered. Give it all ears, but no tongues. Yes, can anyone explain this? One is round. Yes, yes, come on. Can you just guess what is that? Just go think. I'm not using Persian language or Urdu. Can you understand this? Give it all ears, but no tongues. Can you guess it? What's the meaning? Okay, just try to expect, see, just make an attempt. Sit down. Yes. Madam, can you just guess what? Give it all ears but no tongues.
Listen more and speak less.
Oh, very good, wonderful. Listen and do not speak, no tongues. See the expression. Ghost appears in front of so people, gods are watching, or they are just making a parole, or just doing this patrolling, guarding. At night, the ghost of Father Hamlet comes. Everyone is taken aback, they are petrified in fear. And Hamlet comes, the sun comes and says, he tells his friends. And the next time when the apparition means ghost, next time when the ghost comes, he says, give it. When the ghost comes and speaks, the ghost speaks. He says, when the ghost comes and speaks, give it all ears, but no tongues. Means you will lend your ears, listen and don't speak. How see the language he uses. Give it all ears, but no tongues. Come on. Just make it happen. Or I'll play once. No problem. Yes.
Biscuit is a term used for a variety of baked commonly flour-based food products. It comes from an oven. The Romans were the first to prepare and taste good biscuits. The Roman soldiers were supplied with a regular ration of wheat biscuits. The wheat biscuits were full of nutrition and fiber. It was used to give stamina for the soldiers to gain strength to fight war. The British were experts in preparing biscuits. Biscuits are made from wheat flour, butter, and sugar. The pleasant flavor is brought by adding vanilla essence. Biscuits are made by roasting method. They are roasted in a closed oven. The biscuits are quick to eat. They are too crisp, sweet. They are delicious and healthy. Today, biscuits are available in a number of varieties. They are plain, with cream, without cream, sandwich biscuits, biscuits with the double-sided cream, biscuits with fruit pieces, raisins, almond and cashew and so on. There are new varieties in the market each day. Biscuits are given as supplementary diet for hospital patients. Some children refuse to eat food. They are given biscuits as food. The idea of adding milk and ghee to the biscuits must have come later. Biscuits have good nutrition. They have minerals and vitamins. They have instant energy. They give instant energy. Sportsmen eat biscuits before taking part in games. They gain energy. Biscuits and hot tea make good evening tiffin. In India, a number of brands are available. Britannia, Arley, ITC, and so on. They are so popular in the market. People don't worry about the price of biscuits. They are ready to pay any price for quality biscuits. This is a $1 million industry in India.
For English teachers, but I want English teachers to utilize this kind of these materials. I have posted it on the computer transport. You can use it and you. I think I am missing science teachers. I think it is something easy because I'm not sure whether they enjoy this kind of work. I just want to put some supplement. When you come across the phrase, you heard it, supplementary diet. What do you mean by that? Supplementary diet? That is a hybrid. Yes, supplementary diet. Food also. Oh, that's enough. You have understood. Supplementary means that which is added. Normally, when they give textbooks to students, they give one more reader book or what does it mean? It is given something in addition, which normally students never even bother to touch. In my days, we were given the life history of Jawaharlal Nehru. We were small bound volumes of anthology, short ones, abridged versions of life history of Jawaharlal Nehru. And remember the title, Man of Destiny. We were only interested in looking at the pictures inside, nothing else. We never even bothered to read that supplementary data. We just ignored it. We just looked at the pictures inside. In those days, looking at pictures in the textbook was itself satisfactory for us. we were enjoying that. And our wonderful students, we were mischievous. They would look at the images of our Lord Mountbatten, Victoria, Queen Elizabeth. They would draw beards and moustache for Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, and decorate Lord Mountbatten and Cornwallis with the turban, vibhuti and everything. They would make all these Christian rulers as Hindu rulers. They would put the vibhuti on Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, do all mischievous things. I don't know whether the present day generation would continue with those things. Once I wrote to the CBSE board challenging your theory, Vasco da Gama explored the sea route to India. Right? He landed in the Malabar coast for the first time, and he was the first person to explore a sea route. Must be in 17th century or so. I wrote a letter to the president of the CBSE, challenging the chairman of CBSE, challenging it. I told even before the birth of Jesus Christ, our Pandya kings had trade routes with the Roman Empire, and our birds that were taken from the seashore of Tuticorin, somewhere in Pandya kingdom, they were exported to Roman Empire and given as gifts to Roman emperors. What nonsense you are publishing in your textbooks that Vasco da Gama was the first person. The chairman is an extraordinary brilliant person. He gave a wonderful reply. He said, we never said that Vasco da Gama was the first person to find a sea route. Vasco da Gama's first journey was to find a sea route. I have got that letter reply given by, see how intelligent, I thought that I was clever enough to challenge the chairman of CBSE, putting a question, how dare you put on a lesson, wrong lesson in our textbook meant for our students, you are spoiling our CBSE. How dare you do that? This was the way I challenged him. But that gentleman was very smarter enough. He outsmarted me saying, we never said that Vasco da Gama was the first person. Vasco da Gama's first journey was the journey to India. The reply given. So never think that you are smart. The students may outsmart you, but they outsmart you. What is that outsmart and smart outsmart? Sort of this outsmart. Yes. They excel over you. Outsmart. Not of this. Right? Only stomach. I had something. Something for your stomach. Yes, madam.
Last year, CBSE price holder was from grade 1 and changing his prices.
What the hospital? What the change? There, of course, there is a new committee constituted under the leadership of some KC Pant, I think. The expert committee has been constituted, a 17-member committee, including our Infosys, Sudha Murthy, Mrs. Sudha Murthy of Infosys Corporation, and our singer, the expert committee of 17 people, you will see that, and they are constituting a new curriculum, revising the old, removing. Once I wrote to the CBSE, again always my battle is with the CBSE people. Once I wrote a book on our Indian history, the errors and blunders in our textbooks. I sent it to the Education Department, New Delhi, CBSE, NCERT, Navodaya schools and all the heads. I sent one copy was sent to Prime Minister also. You will not believe. It is written in Tamil, believe it. And they went through, I don't know whether all Hindi people, whether they got through the book. But the next year there was a substantial change in the CBSE. They removed the Mohammedan Empire subject from the lesson from the CBSE. They deleted that portion. I don't know whether it is the effect of my book, sending that book, but I forwarded to CBSE and challenged it that all blunders, for instance, Indus Valley civilization, our CBSE book, the previous book may say the first portion or the first ancient civilization was Indus Valley. It's wrong. What about Saraswati River civilization? There was one more civilization that existed. We were never taught. For more than 40 years we have been kept in darkness because of the curriculum devised by our people. They have kept everyone in darkness. How many people know about Saraswati River civilization? It existed even before our Indus Valley civilization. There is a reference in Rig Veda. I quoted this reference. In my next book, history book, you will come across my already published. India Varalaru Poyum Meyu. That's my title. The copies are with the CBSE, NCERT, with the Central Ministry of Education, New Delhi. One copy received even by Modi ji, Honorable Modi ji. One effect was that they removed the Mohammedan Empire, that Mughal Empire, out of the syllabus. See, if you are not satisfied with the contents, once when I was teaching in another school, I came across a lesson by on Walker, a lesson in which a girl speaks about yes, and that lesson had inappropriate references to a girl. I felt it very uncomfortable and very embarrassing to teach students of plus 2 some references. And I immediately sent it the diary of a young girl. Who is the diary of a? On French, yes, on France, yes, I remember, yes, on France. The diary of I taught it for plus 2. Some girls, Muslim girls were there in the front. See, some lessons were there and some references. And I felt that I was embarrassed. The girls were okay, they never bothered because it is a part of that lesson. I felt it very embarrassing to teach girls. So I wrote to the CBSE that why not prescribing the textbooks, books or novels written by our Indian authors. So many people are there. They write so many volumes of stories, short stories and novels. Why should we go for European literature, something written in Europe by some person? Why not prescribing our books, our written by Indian authors? The effect was felt later in the next academic year. They removed the diary of a young girl and the two novels were removed. I suggest to CBSE that let them go for Indian writers. So many persons are there. Geniuses write in English. They write better than British people. Our people are Indian writers are writing in excellent language. Why not having such content? Why should we always teach about this Wordsworth and Shelley and Browning and other things? Why not our Indian authors? Beautifully Kalidasas. We can have translations of Kalidasa or the Harshavardhana. Great writer, King and also a writer. So many people, geniuses, wonderful men, people excellent in all disciplines of human knowledge. Susruda, who was that Susruda? Ramam Bodo, surgeon, in Ayurveda surgeon, Susruda. We have forgotten those because we are confined with Western education. We will never bother about our own Indian geniuses. Aryabhatta, skilled astronomer, mathematician. Many people. What about the genius of Kalidasa? He wrote epics. How many people? Shakuntala, Kumara Sambhavam, Madhaviyakini Vikrama Urvasi, such and such things. How excellent that poet. Unimitable. You can never even imitate Kalidasa's writings. And these geniuses can be translated. So why not prescribing these textbooks for our children? Why should we always go after and worship Wordsworth, Shelley, Keats, Browning and such people? Should we worship Coleridge forever? Why not worshipping our Kalidasa, our own geniuses, Kamban? Why not translating? A gentleman has translated Sundaragandam by Kamban. Go to Bennington Library. A gentleman has done a fine translation of Ramayana, translated in English, into English. Sundaragandam translated by written by Kamban. How geniuses are there? So many geniuses. So, again, knowledge exploration. And our CBSE, again, we have to fight against the curriculum, the people who design the curriculum. Again, I have written, my article will probably appear in Good Luck in the forthcoming weeks about this curriculum. Pardon? Okay, what is the title? Yes. Yes, I wrote about the CBCA department. Corruption. Yes, so I think that, again, curriculum itself, if you have any suggestions for changing the curriculum, altering the curriculum, amending the curriculum, you can just straight away write to CBSE channel. saying you write your designation. I am from such and such a school in a remote village in down south. This portion is not proper, or this portion can be substituted by another portion. Maybe, but science you cannot change because the law of nature is always the same. You can't change the names of the chemicals. Hydrochloric acid is hydrochloric acid, and sulfuric acid is sulfuric acid. Cannot be changed by some other name. But English teachers can do this. If you feel uncomfortable with teaching English authors, because they put a culture which is not yours. They teach about English spring. Do you have a spring here at Mansapuram? Come here in the month of April or May. Everyone is roasted in the hot under the hot sun. And what is that English spring? They speak about apples, berries, strawberries, and such things. Is it here relevant to our Mansapuram climate or Mansapuram locality? No. So our curriculum that we teach shall have the background of our nation, our people, our language, our culture, and all related things. And these things are not connected with us. We have all geniuses in every field of discipline, our human disciplines. Everything done in a full-fledged manner. I think we have to be satisfied with such things. There cannot be a better genius than our mathematicians of India of the past. What about Kalidas? What about this Susula? What about Aryabhatta? Such and such men. What about the Jain poets? What are the Jain poets? Jain poets who wrote in Tamil language. Yama. This is meant for our Tamil madam, Tamilama. Jain poets. Most of the classics written in Tamil were not written by Hindus. Jain nature. No, Jain is Samanama. Jainism is a religion. Never think that the textbooks Jainism is a religion, founder of religion. Founder of religion. Some Jainism. So, most of the classics in Tamilama. Only eliminate our students. Most of the classics in written in Tamil are not written by Hindu scholars. Not a single Hindu has written it. All Buddhists are Jains. How many people do this? I Zirgapi, Udayana Kumar Gavi, not even one book written by a Jain. So what about the contribution of the Jain poets to Tamil literature? This is the topic. Other than you have to, you don't just teach about the 10 couplets and then you explain them. Make the students memorize. Conduct an exam. They go to exam, pass, finished. They are out.